Mainstream games these days have a common theme, grinding ranked matches until you lose your sanity. Whether it's MOBAs or shooters, they all hook you in with endless leaderboards, rewards, and eventually mind-numbing matches, when you constantly question the mental capacity of your teammates and eventually your own. If you want to take a break from all this and return to simpler times when everyone lived in the moment and had fun without worrying about MMR or being flamed by their teammates, then you should just pick up Chivalry 2, because it's insanely relaxing if you're burning out from your usual mainstream games and want to take a break. Contrary to the popular belief, it's quite casual. The game is designed for those who don't want to overthink every tiny aspect. You don't need to be a pro in order to have fun. Chivalry 2, it's all about the joy of smashing someone who's not paying attention or nailing a perfect surprise attack when they least expect it. No complicated strategies here, just you, your weapon, and the poor guy in front of you who didn't see it coming. Landing these surprise attacks and instantly obliterating someone never gets old, and honestly, those moments are what make Chivalry so satisfying. You can go from laughing at some ridiculous peasant fight to pulling off a perfectly timed ambush, decapitating someone who had no idea you were even there. It's a game of extremes. One second you're goofing off with friends and the next you're in an intense 1v1, fully immersed in the chaos. That range of experience is what keeps the game fresh every time you log in. Of course, if you're more into technical side of things, there's plenty for you too. Chivalry lets you engage in intense duels if you're the type who enjoys testing your skills. It's got a solid dueling system that makes every strike, block, and parry feel satisfying. You could be that guy who patiently times each attack, waiting for the perfect opening. Or you could just snipe people from far away playing the archer, the most despised class in the game, the one that cuts short any honorable duels and ruins everyone's day. There's something uniquely satisfying about watching two guys battling for ages only to ruin their moment with a well-timed arrow. And when that happens, you can really feel the tension, because most of the time these guys will hold a grudge until the end of the match and try to hunt you down. These random rivalries are the best part of Chivalry 2. You know, the ones where you and some random guy spend half an hour locked in an unspoken battle, trying to outplay each other with every swing, block, and parry. It's almost bittersweet when the match ends knowing you'll probably never see them again. It's like losing a good friend, except that the friend was the guy that you were desperately trying to decapitate for the last 30 minutes. You've got these epic skill-based mechanics, but then you have the completely chaotic elements like random arrows flying across the battlefield, catapults launching rocks into your face, or just some guy throwing a pig at you. Yeah, it's ridiculous, but somehow the wackiness perfectly complements the brutality and it works like a charm. Now, medieval warfare games have this reputation of being sweatfests, but Chivalry 2, it's surprisingly casual. It's not the kind of game where you need to memorize every little stat, meta, or complex movement mechanic. You just pick up a weapon, swing it at someone's face, and hope for the best. It's chaos in its purest form, but it's the fun kind of chaos. If there's one thing Chivalry knows how to do, it's variety. You can go from epic castle sieges where you're defending your honor and trying to stop the enemy from breaching your gates, to wacky peasant brawls, where everyone's running around smacking each other with pitchforks. There seems to have a bit of everything for everyone, and the lack of competitive mode just makes everything more relaxed and fun. If you enjoyed the video so far, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, as it really helps grow the channel. There is no official rank mode. You can hop in, swing a sword around, and not have to worry about your rank dropping because you are trying out a new class or weapon for the first time and you died 20 times. There's no sweaty leaderboards to grind, no skill rating to maintain. It's just you, your weapon, and a field full of people who are here just to have a good time. You can brutally kill someone on the battlefield and dismember them, or you can take them out with a fish or whatever you can get your hands on. And the silly voice lines perfectly complement the overall gameplay and atmosphere. And that's the beauty of it. There's a level of freedom in knowing that there's no pressure to play at a certain level. You want to run in a crowd of enemies swinging a giant log? Go for it. Want to roleplay as a peasant who throws cabbages at knights? You can do that too. This game encourages you to let loose and have a good time. And honestly, that's kind of rare in today's multiplayer games. I did encounter quite a few quirky role players on the battlefield, each with their own style. It just adds to the silliness and unpredictability of Chivalry, where you never know if the guy in front of you will brutally cut you down or outplay you in a weird and unexpected way, and you can't even be mad at the end of the day. Sometimes the creative way in which some people play the game can only be respected, and because of that, Chivalry 2 has earned its place on my drive, since I tend to come back from time to time. It has that perfect mix of brutality and wackiness that reminds me of TF2 in a way. But don't let all that silliness fool you though. The combat in Chivalry 2 can be complex, so you have that option if you have the patience and will to dive deeper into it. Every swing, block and parry feels impactful. There's a real sense of satisfaction when you manage to land a perfectly timed riposte or dodge an incoming swing. And if you are into spreadsheet gaming and into min-maxing everything, the community has you covered. They put together this spreadsheet in which they calculated the damage of all weapons against different classes. And if you're asking yourselves why players need to calculate everything themselves just to figure out how much damage each weapon does, well, to keep it short, it's because the devs seem to be quite special in their own way. They are incapable of properly balancing the game, and it's harder for the community to call them out if we don't have the exact numbers. The game offers a variety of classes to choose from, each with its own unique weapons and abilities. You have the Knights, Vanguard, Footman and Archer, each catering to different playstyles. Knights are your heavy hitters with lots of armor, Vanguards are the aggressive frontliners, Footmen are versatile with a mix of offense and defense, and Archers, well, they're just annoying. The game also features a variety of game modes, from large-scale team objective modes where you might be storming a castle or defending a village, to team deathmatches where only the amount of kills matter. One of the most remarkable aspects of Chivalry 2 is its passionate and dedicated community. The players are what make the game truly come alive, contributing to a dynamic and engaging multiplayer experience. From the moment you step into the battlefield, you'll notice the camaraderie and the friendly banter that makes each match memorable. The chat, it's always a delight to read, as there always seems to be some sort of random conversation going on. Now let's talk about one of the best things about Chivalry 2, the price. Unlike some of the big mainstream games that will set you back $60 to $70 just to start playing, Chivalry 2, it's a steal. It's already fairly priced for the amount of fun you can get, and it seems to be on sale all the time. I'm talking about frequent discounts that make it even easier to justify picking it up. If you're not convinced about giving it a shot, just keep an eye out because you might be able to get it for a few dollars. And for what you're getting, intense medieval combat, endless chaos, regular updates, it's absolutely worth it. It's just one of those games where even if you're just picking it up for a few rounds here and there, it's easy to justify. So if you're tired of waiting for sales on those bigger titles that still leave you feeling broke, Chivalry 2 offers the perfect mix of affordable and insanely fun. In the end, Chivalry 2 it's a game that thrives on chaos. It's not about mastering every little detail or worrying about the meta. It's about running into battle, swinging your weapon wildly, and having a blast as everything falls apart around you. The community is great, the combat is satisfying, and the variety of game modes keep things interesting. Whether you're in for the skill-based duels, the casual fun, or just for the chance to be that archer who ruins everyone's day, Chivalry 2 has something for everyone. So if you're feeling burnt out from the endless grind of modern games, give it a try. Thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments if you think that Chivalry 2 is a good break from the current mainstream games.
Come on, lad. This world ain't done with you yet.